started back in about 2003. I think I just had a Sony Cybershot and I just loved it. I just loved taking photos and just what the camera could do, like, you know, the light trails at night and stuff, and it was just always really intriguing. There was this Brad Mill denim in Melbourne, which I used to go past every single day, and it was like a place I would work, but it was abandoned, and I always sort of saw it and thought, oh, this would be so cool to go in there one day. And then I just did. I just went one weekend and just went in and took photos, and just instantly I just knew this was something I was going to do all the time. It was never really anything back then. It was just my hobby. It was just, you know, I just did it for fun. I didn't really ever think that I was going to make something of it. It was purely just recreational trespassing and photography, and I just built up this collection without even realizing it. I ended up photographing White Bay Power Station, which is kind of like the most exclusive abandoned building probably in Australia, and purely because nobody can get in there. It's locked up, there's alarms, there's a security guard, and I was given permission to do that. And then from that, my wife said, you know, you need to make something of this. You can't just sort of post this to Facebook as another one of your places. I didn't even think it would get recognition at all, to be honest, and it did. It just got picked up by everywhere, all these different media outlets, and I just kind of rode the wave for a while, I guess. And then not long after that, decided that I was going to leave my job and then pursue this full time. I guess the actual shooting process is just start to finish. It's just start in the first building, shoot everything I can, and there's no real thinking about, oh, have I got time, or should I or shouldn't I. It's just, if it's there, I just shoot it, and I just keep going until I've exhausted everything, and then just make my way back. I guess there's two sort of aspects of backlash that comes with what I do. The obvious one is the property owners when they see what I've done or where I've gone, and, you know, understandably they sort of take issue with me having gone there without their permission. You know, it is trespassing. I don't sort of shy away from the fact that I'm doing that. I would advocate for preservation of history wherever possible, like reuse of buildings. Like, abandoned buildings are cool and they're great to take photos of, but they're not really useful, if you know what I mean. And they're only ever going to get worse. Whenever people can get into abandoned buildings, they will. Like, it doesn't matter whether it's a secret or, you know, any of that sort of thing. Like, people will go into abandoned buildings, they'll trash them, they'll get squatters in there, they will start fires. It just happens. And when you can reuse a building and, like, be sympathetic to its heritage, its past, you know, I think that's a better outcome. Like, this building that I live in, this is an old wool store. It's 100 years old or 97 years old or something like that. And this had a fire, and it was just sort of like, you know, a shell of a building, and they've turned it into apartments, and, you know, people can live in it. People can, you know, it's actually useful again. If I don't post these photos, people don't tell me about these things. So what's more important? Is it this history, or is it some kids go into a building, it's not his property, and go take photos? There's a balance there, I think. So I think history is more important. At the end of the day, that's it.